Get ready for back to school with incredible offers at Sprint. From August 3rd through August 6th, switch to Sprint and receive a $75 service credit. If you switch 2 lines, you can receive $150 in service credits. Visit a Sprint store, sprint.com, or 1-800-SPRINT1 today. Offer coverage not available everywhere or for all phones networks. Service credit available in select stores in the Northeast area. Limited time offer requires new line activation at point of sale. Limit 1 per account. No cash back. Service credit will appear in within 3 billing cycles. Restrictions apply.
This is the Melanie's Matter Show, where we highlight artists, business owners, and we also talk about the matters of the community. If you would like to be a guest on our show, please send an email to melaniesmatters@gmail.com. That's melaniesmatters@gmail.com. If you would like to promote your business, please give us a call at 443-790-6303, and you can also check out our website to see the promotional items that we have. The website is www.theworksofmelanie.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Melanie's Matters. Guys, you know, I'm excited about every show, but today's show has a different type of excitement with it, particularly because it deals with the youth. And, you know, sometimes us as parents, when we're trying to find great programming for our kids, it can be very difficult. And it can be difficult for a lot of reasons, because I think we all use some kind of measurement system or some standard system that we try to measure things by. Do they have great customer service? What does their educational program look like, and et cetera, and et cetera. So today we're going to be talking to Ms. Sharrett Jacobs, who is the owner of 360 Degrees Enrichment Program. So, Sharrett, please say hello to everyone.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. It's a pleasure to be on your show tonight.
Thank you, Sharrett. So, Sharrett, I want to kind of dive into it because I do think that this is a very important subject. So, first, I would like to ask you, what is your history? Why did you decide at this particular stage in your life that you want to operate an youth educational program?
That is a great question. I have been in education for over 10 years. Both of my degrees, not necessarily stating that a piece of paper matters, but it does help, are in early childhood education. I founded my organization in 2013. Since then, I have strategically built up the services that I provide, from summer enrichment to after-school program. I'm also a certified trainer with the state of Maryland. I am a certified first aid and CPR instructor as well. So it meant a lot to me to take action versus what I saw. Since June of 2016, past June of 2016, I stepped out on my own. I left my corporate job. In actuality, my back was really up against the wall. So the company was being taken over by another company. And because I had already put in motion my plans for my Summer Enrichment Institute, it was time for me to spread my wings. I was given the opportunity with 2 great establishments to prove that I'm able to deliver exactly what I said I was going to do, and we were able to make that happen. So I was really, really pleased with the outcome of our summer enrichment program in 2 locations.
Wow. That's fantastic. So with your background being in education, can you just tell us a little bit about some of the deficits that you saw, and then when you were forming your program, how did you keep those deficits at bay?
One thing that I've noticed with being an education major and noticing how the times have changed and how our teachers are really teaching, whether it's a standardized test or teaching to a specific criteria, but not necessarily meeting the needs of the students. And for me, that is major, because how can you teach a content area if you can't meet them where they are? So the major deficit for me was a connection. What is the connection that draws our children into the program? Not only that we get them there, but also that we sustain their attention while they're with us.
Yeah, that's important. And I think a lot of people or a lot of educators, as you said, when you're an educator, you have to go by the curriculum, and it's really not wiggle room. It's no wiggle room. You either do the curriculum or you don't have a job. And that's a disadvantage to the kids because, as you stated, you have to meet the kids where they are and then hopefully elevate them enough that they can maximize on their own zeniths. And that's important. So when you operated your program, how were you able to do that? How were you able to meet the kids where they are or where they were and elevate them to the next level?
We use a model that is research-based, and everything we do with 360 Degrees is research-based. With that being said, it's a proven measure to show that this is the best strategy that works to deliver your instructional methods. And that is visual. I am one who learned from an array of attributes, I'll say. So visual, kinesthetic, audio, and also tactile. So we're combining all of those elements to make sure that we not only reach one learning style, but that we cover the spectrum of all learning styles. And
so encompassing all of those different elements, how do you think that it has impacted the kids and who you try to reach?
Honestly, it has been heartwarming and really beneficial. Stepping out on my own means that as an entrepreneur, I sacrificed a lot. I invested my own money that I saved up to put out that I do have a quality program. So we offer services from kindergarten through 12th grade, and even beyond that, those students that are from 12th grade to 21. So we service a broad range of students, but being able to individualize and plan developmentally appropriate activities for each age group at their level, making sure that it's hands-on, making sure that it's engaging, it's inciting. I'm a big kid at heart. So whether it's our after-school program or our summer program, like we're not just sitting around idly giving our children dittos or doing rote activities with them. Like, no, we're really engaging them. So not only that they get the content that we're trying to deliver, but they also get the hands-on that is most important, because that's a connection for children. When you see it, do it, touch it, feel it, taste it, you get a sense of embodiment. You welcome it, and at that point, that information that you're delivering, it sticks with them a lot longer. So when they go back to school, and I'm going to speak in particular to our summer enrichment program, we weren't just a summer camp. We were not babysitting for the summer. We literally every day from our structured schedule, yes, it was flexible in reference to the children's needs, but diligently went through our thematic units that were hands-on so that they were able to make a connection with real-life experiences, some hopes and dreams that they would like to attain to from vision boards, tactile experiences that they not only had with us during summer camp, but that they can take home, put on their wall, projects that they're proud to show their parents of, but things that they can take ownership of. And that was a big key for me.
Great. Great, great, great. So, Sharrett, what we're going to do is we're going to take a very brief break, and then we're going to come back. We're going to get some more information from you, and then I want to get into another transition of the topic. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a brief break. We'll be right back. I know you love smell goods just as much as I do. But hey, I love Miss Aqua J's homemade soy candles because they're soy based. And oh, the smell is wonderful. If you're interested in learning more about the products that Miss Aqua J has, please give her a call at 336-306-3118. You won't be sorry. The book, A Typical Journey, is now being made into a movie. If you are interested in being in the movie, please send an email to melaniesmatters@gmail.com. That's MELONIS Matters, MATTERS or you can call or text 443-790-6303. And don't forget to pick up your copy on Amazon.com. If you are an entrepreneur, you have to be a part of this huge revelation. Visit www.entrepreneursofbaltimorellc.com.
Hi, my name is Shakara Johnson, and I am former stylist of Ms. Star Jones and Little Mo. I have editorial work in Essence Magazine's 2011 issue, lead hairstylist for TYP Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, as well as former technical consultant for Soft Sheen Carson. I currently own Shakara Stream Full Service Salon in Reisterstown, Maryland. At our salon facility, we provide hands-on training for future cosmetologists, and we build relationship with current cosmetologists that are looking for new ways to grow and develop in the industry. When I started my business over 9 years ago, on paper, I was $25,000 in debt and couldn't imagine that I would have the opportunity to have my own business and still be open. The community colleges of Baltimore County recognize my journey, and they have given me the opportunity to be the new professor for professional development and entrepreneurship training. I will have my first class September the 20th, and you can register to learn more. Go to ccbcmd.edu and sign up today. Reach out to me via email, sellselfishdreams@gmail.com. Again, that's sellfishdreams@gmail.com. We are looking forward to partnering with you to keep your dreams alive. They are the gateway to happiness, and we want you to be happy with the rest of your journey.
This is the Melanie's Matter Show, where we highlight artists, business owners, and we also talk about the matters of the community. If you would like to be a guest on our show, please send an email to melaniesmatters@gmail.com. That's MELONISMATTERS@gmail.com. If you would like to promote your business, please give us a call at 443-790-6303. And you can also check out our website to see the promotional items that we have. The website is www.theworksofmelanie.com. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Thank you guys so much for listening and hanging out. Thank you guys for watching We really do appreciate this. So we're here with Miss Sharrett Jacobs, who is the CEO of 360 Degrees Enrichment Program. So Sharrett, one of the questions that I definitely have to ask you is that what are some of your challenges as you're operating your program and helping each student reach his or her zenith?
I would have to say challenges is really being resilient. Being an entrepreneur, being an educator, you really have to have some tough skin because you may plan and you may project, but things don't always go the way that you foresee them. And this not only applies to being an entrepreneur, this applies to in life in general. So what do you do when things don't go your way? Do you give up? Okay, for me, quitting is not an option.
Right.
Quitting is not even in my vocabulary. So we press forward. We know that if we have the intent, our heart is in a good place. Our intent is to impact the children we serve, and not only the children, but the parents, the community. We really foresee what we're doing in reference to 2016, the new millennium, as being a holistic approach that we're tackling every avenue. So being resilient is a strong characteristic that I have adapted. I have overcome failure or opposition. There is no such thing as failure. You fail when you quit. And because failure is not in the vocabulary, we keep going and we keep going, and it's day by day, whether it's small progress, whether it's monumental moves, but we're making progress to make a difference.
Wow. Yeah. As an entrepreneur, you're absolutely right. I think I had this conversation with Bryant Foxworth, who was actually watching, and the conversation was just as this. You know, as an entrepreneur, a lot of people are not going to see your vision. Therefore, they don't really understand the whole plight. They just don't get it. So you have to adopt a mindset where you're not going to give up. You're going to be resilient, because that's the only way that you're going to accomplish your goals, you know, whatever your goals are. And we all know, being an entrepreneur, a lot of times, it's a long process. You know, we start out, we want the immediate gratification, but sometimes it just doesn't happen like that. And sometimes it's a long way off, but you have to keep that drive. You know, even though if you get sidetracked, you got to get back on track and keep the momentum and keep going forward. So I think you're absolutely right.
I agree. And there are moments. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And I was just gonna say that there are moments of weakness that I've had. We're all human. So, you know, we're not above anyone. We're not below anyone. So on this road, there are moments that you have, and you get very weak and you get very weary. With that being said, whether you cry, whether you bury your head in the pillow for a few moments, but you let it out, you regroup, you refocus, you regain, and you get yourself back in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. That's an awesome message, because, like we both shared, it's a hard road. It's definitely a hard road. So for your program, this is your first year, am I correct, for 360?
In reference to operation, yes.
Absolutely.
So we were founded in 2013. First year in operation started this past June of 2016.
Okay. So in this year alone, give me a progress report about your business. How did you think you did for the summer?
At this moment, Melanie, I got a little praise dance going on over here. And I say that elated to say that the hard road paid off this summer. A major hit on my part, and this is just being raw and uncut, and I'm sure entrepreneurs out there can relate. When you step out on your own, that's your investment. That's your baby. And you just said it. Nobody is going to be as passionate or really fulfill your vision like you. So it may just take for you to be in those shoes. And that's exactly what I did. So we were projected. I'll say I was struggling to find a location for my summer enrichment program. Thanks be to God that I wound up with 2 locations. Right. Those 2 locations were very, very successful, and they want to extend us throughout the school year. And that is the reward that I was looking for, not only the extension, but even to see from the smiles on the faces of the campers that we service to the youth workers. We partnered with the state of Maryland. We had some awesome youth workers. I had a youth worker whose session was over, and she said, you know what, Miss Sharrett, I want to come back. I still want to be with you. So she came after she was not even receiving a paycheck because she enjoyed our program and the positive, progressive movement forward that we were doing so much. And that in itself was so humbling to me. And I even asked her for a testimony, you know, what, from my campers to the parents to my youth workers, what was it about 360's program, Summer Enrichment, that you liked the most? I like constructive criticism, whether it's something that I could do better with, whether it's something I'm doing really great with. And when I say this young woman, her name, and I call her Crank, and I'll just leave it at that. But when I say it brought me to tears in reference to her testimony, she just shared and wholeheartedly, Ms. Sharrett, I love how you operated. I love seeing that you gave respect to everyone. Not once did I see you get out of character. You taught me that everything we want, we need to work hard for. You taught me that networking is major because you never know who's watching. So I was just doing what I do best. Education, the children in Baltimore City, our future goals to go global with our program. I was just doing what comes natural to me and what comes best. But that reassured me that, you know what, you're on the right track. Regardless of what setbacks you may have had, you're on the right track.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds like a powerful testimony. And I think sometimes when we are in business, things like that help us to keep pushing forward, because sometimes it can feel like somebody drop kicked you in the chest, because it's so overwhelming sometimes when things don't go according to plan. But when you have people or a person that says, hey, I recognize your work, I see what you're doing, just keep doing it, that kind of gives you the energy again. It kind of like refuels you to keep going. So that's awesome. That's awesome.
It does. It does.
Yeah,
it definitely recharges your battery.
It does. It does. And what a great feeling. Like you said, you were in tears. I would have been in tears too. I'd still be in tears.
It does. And we still keep in contact, because one of the things that I let everyone who I come in contact with, I feel like connections don't have to be just for that moment. I do believe in lifelong connections. So my youth workers, I'm like, you know, if you got something going on in school, like, yes, we met because you worked for me throughout the summer, but I'm also interested in following you. How do you progress throughout life? I want to know that you're doing well. I want to know that if you need some help, hey, you got another resource that you can reach out to. So it's really being available for them on a multiple of levels, not just the time that you spend with them, but also taking it a step further to letting them know that, you know what, this is genuine. I genuinely care how you're doing as an individual and how you progress through your young adulthood.
Wow. And how powerful is that? And I think we really need that in today's world, particularly in urban communities, because unfortunately, you know, the households are not as strong as they were in yesteryear. And sometimes you have a single mom who's out, who's trying to get that dollar to, you know, to pay bills and everything. And then we have these kids who are left on their own. So to me, it kind of goes back to, it takes a village to raise a child. So if any positive adults can have a positive impact on a child's life, that is awesome. That's really awesome. I'm really glad that you said that. I'm really glad that you said that because we need more of that. We need more of that.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah,
we gotta
and I will.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, and I will also elaborate that, it's the children that we're here to service, but because I consider them a package deal in reference they have parents, meeting their parents, how can we help you or assist you to get where you want to be? Okay, you may be in this predicament, whether it's life, whether it's finances. Are you comfortable with that? Or can we help excel you, like not only your children, because they're coming home with a lot of positive feedback. And what we don't want, a lot of times there's a disconnection between the home environment and whether it's school or summer program, after school. But what we are trying to diligently do, is make that connection. Not only do we want your child to succeed, but we also want you to have the best life that's capable for you to have as well.
Now, isn't that just awesome? That's great. That's great. All right, guys, we're going to take another brief break, and when we come back, we're going to get some more information, and we're going to find out where Miss Jacobs is trying to take 360. So stay with us. Do you have a dream that you're just not sure of how to make it a reality? No problem. Visit www.jnfenterprises.com and you'll be guided as to how to make your dream a reality. JNF Enterprises, bringing visions to reality, building the 21st century company. If you need to rent a room, we have rooms located in West Baltimore City. For more information, you can call or text 443-790-6303. You must have proof of income and a state-issued ID. If you would like to view the rooms, you can visit www.theworksofmelanie.com. If you are an entrepreneur, you have to be a part of this huge revelation. Visit www.entrepreneursofbaltimorellc.com. This is the Melanie's Matter Show, where we highlight artists, business owners, and we also talk about the matters of the community. If you would like to be a guest on our show, please send an email to melaniesmatters@gmail.com. That's MELONISMATTERS@gmail.com. If you would like to promote your business, please give us a call at 443-790-6303, and you can also check out our website to see the promotional items that we have. The website is www.theworksofmelanie.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Everyone on Facebook, hey, I see y'all. So thank y'all for watching and tuning in. We are here with Miss Sharrett Jacobs, who is the CEO of 360 Degrees Enrichment Program. So, Sharrett, at this juncture, you have experienced some success in successes, I should say, in your business. So, what's the next step for 360?
Next step and next goals. Summer program was definitely a hit. Outside of that, it was our goal to be able to operate all year round. We have got the green light from both locations that they would like to partner with us to go after school program and filter into summer enrichment. At this point, and I will say from submitting grants to proposals, but it feels good to have someone want to invest in you now.
Sure.
Okay, you got the staple of approval. We see what you do. We know that you can deliver on what you said you were going to do. Now we like to invest in you. So that is the main thing right now, rolling into our after-school program. Also, we're looking for properties. 360 is on a takeover. Property will also allow us not only to operate all year, but it will also give a different perspective. We're looking to incorporate our educational imperium. So we've had our summer enrichment. We're working on our after-school enrichment program, but now we would love to have a child care facility that is a state-of-the-art facility and also incorporates everything that we've talked about prior to that will also help 360 to grow. So from preschool instead of kindergarten, from literally actually from birth to 5. So we want to now reach the mothers that are pregnant, the mothers that are getting ready to deliver from birth to 5.
So it's like a wraparound service type of thing.
It is. Honestly, it is. I strongly believe that, and I have a vision. So, you know, you hear the title CEO. Well, there's also a title CVO, Creative Visionary Officer, because I've been given a vision. And that vision is not going to lay dormant, but every day I'm going to walk, I'm going to strive, I'm making the connections, and ultimately it benefits, like our world is in a turmoil. I think we all see that from an array of levels. So whether we impact on a ground level, meaning the children that we service, or impact at a higher tier with the parents that are responsible for the children that we service, whether it trickles down, the trickle-down effect, or it comes up to them, we firmly believe that change will come when we tackle it from every aspect.
Wow. So kind of like the holistic approach.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we're doing. The holistic
Which kind of goes
approach.
back to the village raising, you know, the village raising the child. We just gotten so far away from that concept that it's unreal. Everyone is so individualized, and I do believe that's why we have the many problems that we have today. Because, you know, single parent homes, and when I say single, I mean single, not single as in not in a relationship. I mean single as in you are in that house by yourself. You're in that community by yourself. No one knows anybody. No one knows what's going on, and you wonder why the kids are half crazy, doing all this crazy stuff. Is, you know, nobody who's watching them, who's helping them, who's connecting with them, and, you know, the parents and the family. So,
and that goes in very deep, Melanie, as well, because when children come into our program, whether it is my program 360, all of our students right now are back in school for the school year. Right. How can you teach them anything if you have not connected with them? I know that our school systems, in reference to public, that teachers are overwhelmed. Like, you know, we see that. Charter school and public and private school, if you can afford it, you know, they do lend a lot more flexibility in reference to one-on-one attention. But yet still, I will say that we have to be able to, and this goes for all educators. So I not only work with children, adolescents, young adults, and their parents, but I also am a trainer for professional development for educators, because you have to be able to connect with that child in order to teach them anything. You got to relate to them.
Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, in the traditional sense, it's not. Again, as we said earlier, it's curriculum-based, so it's curriculum-driven. And that's where programs such as yours come in, because you're able to add or fill in that missing puzzle piece, you know, because you have parents who are working, you have the traditional education system, and then you have programs such as yourself who kind of, mesh everything together. So I think that's awesome, Sharrett. I really do.
Amen. Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's what we're trying to do. Like, not trying to do. And my mentor has told me, take that out your vocabulary. Like, you're not trying,
Absolutely.
You're doing right now.
Absolutely. You're doing it.
You're doing it.
Yeah, you're actually doing it. And you mentioned something earlier today, and I thought it was key. It's very important that we connect and network, because you never know who can be a resource to you, or vice versa. So it's very important for those who are entrepreneurs to come out of your particular circle and connect with other people, because you could be a great resource to someone, and like I said, vice versa. So that's very key. That is key for being an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. And one thing that I recognized this past summer, I did have, I'll say, majority of males that were with me. So in reference to my youth workers, and I noticed that we catered a lot to them, but this is a shout out to my women, my females that are also entrepreneurs that are doing their thing as well, because I need my women to come and to speak to our children from the aspect that they are at, what it is that they're doing, how they have overcome. So that is also another goal and endeavor of mine, to be very incorporative, not just my male. And I say cater to the males because right now how the world is set up is for our young black males. I kind of feel like the system is set up against them. So, and me being a mother of a 9-year-old young black male myself, how can we provide them with a positive influence, someone to look up to, a role model, a mentor as well? That's not to leave my young women out. So I'm learning, and being an educator, I'm a lifelong learner. So I never feel like I know it all. I'm not too goody two-shoes for constructive criticism. No, I value and I welcome your opinions, your approvals, your, maybe you want to try and do this a little bit better as well, because I'm always analyzing myself. So and just in an avenue to be able to grow. I want to grow myself. I don't ever want to reach the tier where I know it all. So I like to incorporate that in my program too.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, we're going to take a very, very brief break, and then we're going to come back for closing remarks. The book, A Typical Journey, is now being made into a movie. If you are interested in being in the movie, please send an email to melaniesmatters@gmail.com. That's MELONIS Matters, MATTERS @gmail.com, or you can call or text 443-790-6303. And don't forget to pick up your copy on Amazon.com. I know you love smell goods just as much as I do. But hey, I love Miss Aqua J's homemade soy candles because they're soy-based. And oh, the smell is wonderful. If you're interested in learning more about the products that Miss Aqua J has, please give her a call at 336-306-3118. You won't be sorry. This is the Melanie's Matter Show, where we highlight artists, business owners, and we also talk about the matters of the community. If you would like to be a guest on our show, please send an email to melaniesmatters@gmail.com. That's MELANIESMATTERS @gmail.com. If you would like to promote your business, please give us a call at 443-790-6303, and you can also check out our website to see the promotional items that we have. The website is www.theworksofmelanie.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. We have Miss Sharrett Jacobs, who's with us on the show today. But before I bring her back, I just want to say, I know you guys are listening, appreciate it. It's very much appreciated. But guys, the sponsors of my shows, connect with them if you can. You know, they're great resources. We have Leroy McKenzie, who is a great business person. If you're trying to get your business to the next level and you just can't figure out how to connect the dots, please connect with him. Again, his name is Leroy McKenzie Jr., and the name of his business is called J&F Enterprises. So you can find him at jnfenterprises.com. Yeah, jnfenterprises.com. Also, we have Miss Aqua J. Her candles, I must have to say, they are soy-based, number one, which is great because you don't have to worry about chemicals and things like that. But, guys, when I tell you the smell is just amazing, I'm hooked on them now. I come in every day, boom, light a candle, and, I mean, it just lasts forever. It smells great and and they're cheap. I'm like, gosh, I mean, they're quality, but, you know, the price to me is, like, very low. So, guys, again, that's another great resource. Bryant Foxworth, he's doing great things. Anyone who is an entrepreneur, please connect with him. I can't tell you about his project because he's so secretive about it, but I'm involved in it, but only in sections. But he is doing great things for entrepreneurs. He's given us a platform that is unreal. So, again, connect with him. He's on Facebook, Bryant Pookie Foxworth. Any entrepreneur, please connect with him. I just don't want to forget anyone. Again, if you guys need rooms for rent, go to www.theworksofmelanie.com. Any information that you've missed on any of the shows is going to be on my form or on my website, www.theworksofmelanie.com. Okay, back to the show. Miss Sharrett Jacobs. She is what did you tell me? The creative
visionary officer.
Visionary officer. She's the creative visionary officer of a 360 Degrees Enrichment Program. So, Sharrett, we talked about your journey. So let's talk about, just for a couple minutes, let's talk about the message that you want to put out there about 360 and about how to better impact the youth.
The message is very simple for me and my program, that we are purposeful and intentional, and we plan on being around a long time, and that promotes sustainability.
Wow.
3 major key words in itself. I am not just going at this off of a whim. I have extensive experience with early childhood education, with our youth, and teaching and mentoring not just them, but also the educators that provide services for them. I'm tackling a new realm in reference to our parents, but in research-based, being able to provide a holistic approach, a full circle approach, hence 360 degrees. Everything in life comes full circle, where children's interests and best practices, because some of the practices that our children are exposed to are not best practices. So if we're wondering why the information is not sticking, we're frustrated as parents with our children because they're just not getting it, maybe you need to take a different approach. And that is where we come in. We're very realistic with your expectations of your child or of your children, of your young adult. At the same token, we're here to tell you that maybe those expectations are a little bit too high. Let's put them on an age-appropriate level, and then we can tackle and knock out things strategically. So we're purposeful, we're intentional, and like I said, we're going to be around a long time. So we're right now focusing on growth and sustainability.
Wow. She definitely said a mouthful. But that's what you have to do when you are planning and you're looking at whatever business you're in. You have to plan for the long haul, and to be able to sustain, you have basically do what you have to do. So it sounds like you definitely have a plan in place to make that happen.
We have a strategic plan.
A strategic plan. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, Sharrett, one thing that I have to ask you, I put a poll on Facebook, and basically it said it was geared towards parents. And it said, what's the most important quality that a summer camp / child care must have? And the choices were professionalism, educated staff, communication, and I believe it was another one. So in your opinion, what is the most important out of the three? Sharrett? Oh, gosh, we lost her. Well, we lost Sharrett, but ladies and gentlemen, her answer was, if I can push it over a little bit, her answer, well, she chose three. She chose all three. She chose professionalism, she chose educated staff, and she chose communication. She said all three because the reason why she chose all three is because they kind of overlap. So one overlaps the other. So you can't, when you're doing a summer program when you're doing a summer program, you definitely have to have all three components. So, Sharrett, thank you for that, even though we lost you on the radio, but that's okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we were coming to a close anyway. So we just want to thank Miss Sharrett Jacobs, and her program is definitely awesome. Sharrett, I see you. We lost you. Call back if you can, but we're going to wrap it up anyway. Her program, 360 Degrees, is awesome. I had the pleasure of actually watching this young entrepreneur just do her thing, and she did an amazing job. And what I told her, I was watching her, but not letting her know that I was watching her. I was watching her and I was listening to her. And when I say that she did a fantastic job, I just can't say anymore. And I have been in education myself for give or take 5 years before I transitioned into property management. And I know what good education looks like. I know what a teacher who's trying to convey to students, not even convey, when a teacher is trying to meet students where they are and to take them to their next level. Notice I said the word their next level. That is Sharrett and her program, which is 360 Degrees Enrichment Program. So, guys, the summer is closing, or the summer has closed, actually, right? Most kids are back in school now. But if you're looking for a great program for the summertime, please reach out to Miss Sharrett Jacobs. I promise you, I give her my stamp of approval. I promise you, she is amazing. Like I said, I have been in education for quite, a couple years, and I know educators versus someone who's just trying to get a check. And she's one who's put in the work. Some of the stuff that I wish I could show you guys some of the stuff that she did. It was just like amazing. Not she did, but she guided the kids, and the kids had these, I don't know, specimens. It was just amazing. It was totally amazing. But again, if you guys are looking for a great program in the Baltimore area, she's the one that you definitely need to connect with. And she also does after-school programming as well. Sharrett Jacobs, thank you so much, madam. You are definitely one of the best educators that I know. So thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is actually part 2. If you're watching on Facebook, this is part 2. There is a part 1. So thank you guys for connecting. And until the next show, you guys take care.
That's what my unpredictable hair sounded like before Frizz Ease. Sound familiar? We'll stop the crunchiness and celebrate your curls with Frizz Ease Air Dry Waves. It gives you defined, touchable waves with soft, feather-light movement. No heat required and no frizz. And that's the sound you'll hear and feel with your defined, touchable waves from Frizz Ease. Frizz Ease Air Dry Waves, only from John Frieda.
Get ready for back to school with incredible offers at Sprint. From August 3rd through August 6th, switch to Sprint and receive a $75 service credit. If you switch 2 lines, you can receive $150 in service credits. Visit a Sprint store, sprint.com, or 1-800-SPRINT1 today. Offer coverage not available everywhere or for all phones networks. Service credit available in select stores in the Northeast area. Limited time offer requires new line activation at point of sale. Limit 1 per account. No cash back. Service credit will appear in within 3 billing cycles. Restrictions apply.